This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
Hi, everybody. This is Phil Rizzuto welcoming you to another game in the 13th straight year of Yankee baseball as brought to you by Ballantine Beer. Today, the Yankees meet the Boston Red Sox here at Fenway Park in the Yankees' last appearance here in Boston. For the New York Yankees, leading off playing right field, Hank Bauer. Tony Kubek is at shortstop today, batting in the second position. Cletus Boyer is giving a bit of a rest. He's been playing real fine defensive ball, but hasn't been hitting the way Casey Stengel would like to see him hit. So he figures a day or two rest might get him primed up a little more. When he puts him back in the lineup, he'll start belting that ball the way he knows he can. Mickey Mantle is in center field hitting third. Yogi Berra batting in the cleanup spot and doing the catching. Elston Howard at first base hitting fifth. Hector Lopez batting in the sixth position playing left field. Gil McDougall batting seventh and playing third base. At second base hitting in the eighth position Bobby Richardson, and doing the pitching and batting ninth Duke Moss. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off playing second base Pumpsy Green. Gary Geiger batting in the second position and playing center field. Pete Runnels will be playing first base, batting third. Gene Stevens in left field, batting in the cleanup spot. Ted Williams not in the starting lineup. Jackie Jensen batting fifth, playing right field. Playing third base and batting sixth, Frank Malzone. And there go the White Sox out on the field. The Red Sox out on the field. Everybody's worrying about the White Sox and the Indians, who's going to win the pennant between the two of them. But the Yankees are playing the Red Sox today. Sammy White doing the catching, batting seventh. Don Budden batting eighth, playing shortstop. And Jerry Cassell doing the pitching and batting ninth. Ready to go. Hank Bauer swinging a couple of big bats, walking up towards home plate. Jerry Cassell rubbing up the new ball, putting a little rosin on it, starting his warm-up tosses. Cassell has won 9 and lost 8 on the year. Against the Yankees, he has no wins and one defeat, which is his lifetime record against New York. Jerry was born September 27th, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Still lives in Brooklyn. Cassell's story reads like a movie. His parents passed away when he was a youngster. He was raised by an older sister and a brother who, together with his CYO director, became interested in baseball and continued his interest to where he became a big leaguer. Stepping into the batter's box, batting .230. Hank has 17 doubles, 9 homers, and 34 runs batted in. Frank Crissetti coaching at third base. Ralph House down at first. On deck, Tony Kubek. Boy, this is a gorgeous day. The wind is blowing out, by the way, which means any balls hit up in the air will carry. The first pitch of the ball game is a strike, a curved ball on the outside part of the plate. Cassell lost to the Yankees 8-5 back on August 11th, losing to Duke Moss, his opponent today. Wind up by the right-hander. He kicks, and the fastball is fouled off the screen and back of the plate, strike 2. Cassell started 2 other times against the Yankees, on July 11th and August 16th, but he was knocked out in both games and did not figure in the final decision. The Yankees 15.5 games behind the White Sox, 1 full game behind the Tigers for third place. Here's the pitch. Popped in the air and back of shortstop and left center field. Budden going back. Stevens coming on, and Stevens, what a catch Stevens makes. Right off his shoe tops and half the ball hanging out of his glove. And there was almost one of those triple collisions that you fear and that sometimes happen. Budden, Gary Geiger, and Gene Stevens all converging on the ball in short left center field, and Stevens stopped at 1 second and then continued, and he's got those long arms, and he just reached out low to the ground and caught the ball in the webbing of his glove. A beautiful play by Gene Stevens on what could have been a gift double for Hank Barr. One away, here's Tony Kubek. The pitch to Tony is outside, ball one. Kubek batting .293, has 19 doubles, 7 triples, 5 homers, and 44 runs batted in. Tony has a 7-game hitting streak, and he's the hottest hitter on the Yankees right now. Casale ready. The pitch is low, ball 2-0. On deck, Mickey Mantle. So the ball game starts off right away with a spectacular play by the Red Sox left fielder Gene Stevens. We're happy to hear that. The Armed Forces Radio picking up our broadcast today. All our servicemen and women around the world. There's a foul back out of play just to our left, right in the Skyview seat. Souvenir for Tom Yorkie, owner of the Red Sox. There's a fellow that doesn't need a baseball, but Mr. Yorkie has been a great man for baseball and for baseball players. Real sportsman. The pitch to Kubek is pop foul again to the left and out of play. This one going into the box seats in back of the Yankee dugout. A fan with a yellow shirt just stuck up one hand just as nonchalant as you'd like with a bag of peanuts in the other and made a nice catch. He's got glasses on, too. Not that that makes any difference. A lot of ball players are wearing glasses. Oh, it's just like plucking cherries. 2-2 the count on Tony Kubek. 1 out and nobody on. No score on the top of the first. Casale into the windup. The pitch is popped to left field. Gene Stevens flips the glasses down, moving under it, and makes the catch for the second out. So Stevens has helped Casale retire the first 2 Yankee batters, and it brings up Mickey Mantle. And Mick is greeted with his usual chorus of boos and cheers, which I think is the mark of a real popular ball player and a real good ball player. Fans usually don't take the time to boo or cheer the mediocre ball players unless they make a great play. Casale's pitch to Mickey is high, ball 1. Mantle is batting .285. He has 22 doubles, 4 triples, 26 homers, and 67 runs batted in. Mantle batting left-handed against Gary Casale. Pitch is swung at a missed strike, 1-1. On deck, Yogi Berra. One strike. Yankee dugout is just in back of third base, and the Red Sox in back of first base. It's a real cozy ballpark. The seats are right up on the playing field. Here's the pitch. It's over, strike 2 call. Casale with a big motion that time took something off his fastball, and Mickey, you watched it just dance over the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on. No score here in the top of the first. In the windup, the pitch is fouled below us, bouncing off the screen. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yankees have won only 3 games here at Fenway Park all year, while losing 7. And they've won 4 and lost 4 to the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. Season series stands at 7 wins for the Yankees and 11 for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch to Mickey, high outside, ball 2, 2-2. look at the standings over the course of the year, you realize why the Yankees are not in first place right now. They usually play better on the road than they do at home. But not so this year. There's a foul back against the screen. Count holds it 2-2. This year, the only two teams which the Yankees have an advantage over are Kansas City and Washington on the road. But all the other clubs have won more games against the Yankees on their home field. Nicky is called out on strike. The pitch caught the inside corner. Patel gets his first strikeout, and for the Yankees in the top of the first, nothing across. They go down to 1-2-3 order to score at the end of one half inning of play. The Yankees nothing in Boston coming to bat.
To be crisp, a beer must be icily light, with true lager flavor precisely right. Lively, golden, crystally clear, the crisp refresher. Valentine beer. Hey, get your cold beer. Hey, get your Valentine. Hey, get your cold beer. Get your ice cold Valentine beer.
Yes, sir, it's like the song says, to be crisp, a beer must have lightness plus true lager flavor. And Mr. Valentine's got them both. So enjoy the crisp refresher first chance you get. Out on the mound for the Yankees today, Duke Moss. Moss has won 12 and lost 6 on the year, and against the Red Sox he has 3 wins and 1 defeat. And his lifetime record against Boston, 11 wins, 10 defeats. Lifetime record in the big leagues, 38 wins and 41 defeats. The announcement just came over the public address system to us here in the radio and television booth that Ted Williams has been feeling very poorly and came out to the park today, but was sent back to his hotel room. He did not accompany the Red Sox on their last swing through the west or the east, but he was supposed to have had a conference with Tom Yorkie, owner of the Red Sox, as to his future plans with the Red Sox, but because of his illness, it didn't materialize, so I thought they might have some news on Ted's future plans, but as of now, we do not have any. Elijah Pumpsy Green, switch hitting second baseman, takes the pitch high, ball 1. Green's batting .256. He slipped quite a bit since the Yankees were in town. He was over the 300 mark last time we were here. He has 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 5 runs batted in. Six feet tall, 175 pounds. Born October 27th, 1934 in Oakland, California. Fouls the next pitch off Bill McKinley's mask. 1-1 to count. Last time we were in town, Green injured his right thumb making a tag at second base. And it put him out of action for a little while. That could be the cause of his slump, because anytime your thumb is injured, you have trouble gripping the bat. You can get away with other fingers, but not the thumb. Curve is low, ball 2, 2-1. Billy Jurgis, the skipper of the Red Sox, coaching at third, and Del Baker down at first. Rudy York, the batting coach, sitting on the steps of the Red Sox dugout. There's a fastball that's high outside, ball 3, 3-1. No score here in the bottom of the first. On deck, Gary Geiger. The 3-1 pitch is down the middle, strike 2 call. 3-2 the count. We know that Billy Jurgis is the only manager in the American League to manage on the base pass. In the National League, Sally Hemus gets out there. The ball is popped into left center field. Going way back. Mantle chasing it. And can't get it. It's off his glove. He kicks it off the wall. Green around first, around second, and holds on with a long double to deep left center field. Mantle got his glove on the ball. Couldn't hold on to it. And as it caromed off the wall, he kicked it. Green thought he had a chance for three, but Mantle's throw coming in convinced him to stop, and he turned back with a double. A double to left center field for Green, his fourth double of the year. It was well hit, and with the wind blowing out, the ball carried. Lopez didn't have a chance for it. Mantle, playing a little bit over in right center, had to go a long ways for it. Just got the fingers of his glove on the ball. Couldn't hold on to it. Here's Gary Geiger, the center fielder. Geiger's batting .257. Has 10 doubles, 4 triples, 10 homers, and 44 runs batted in. Gil McDougal moves way in at third base. Geiger, a left-hand hitter. The pitch is low outside, ball one. Gary Merle Geiger. Born in Sand Ridge, Illinois. 6'1", 164 pounds. He came to the Red Sox along with first baseman Vic Wertz from Cleveland in a deal for Jimmy Pearsall. That was back in 1958. Green leading off second base, the stretch by Mott. And the pitch is outside, ball two, 2-0. Casey Stengel said Gary Geiger was the sleeper in that deal and not Vic Wertz, on whom the Red Sox had counted for much of their power. Vic has not had too good a year physically. He's batting .263 with just 10 doubles and 7 homers, 45 runs batting. That's not a typical Vic Wertz year. But you can never count on the injuries. All right, here's the stretch. The 2-0 pitch is right down the middle. Strike one call. On deck, Pete Reynolds. Interesting note on Geiger. He was a pitcher from 1954 through 1958. Had 1 year where he won 20 and lost only 7, pitching 26 complete games. There's a curve line foul. Almost gets Del Baker, the first base coach. See that Del can still move around. He goes through a few antics down at first base. Looks like he was jitterbugging there for a minute. 2-2 the count on Geiger. So how about that, Geiger? Won 20 ball games, pitched 26 complete games out of the 28 games that he started. That's quite a record. All right, here's the stretch. Pitch is hit deep to left field. Lopez going back near the wall and makes a beautiful leaping one-hand catch against the scoreboard in left center field. Green, who was all the way to third, has to scamper back. We're getting some mighty fine plays here right in the first inning. Gene Stevens came up with one off Hank Bauer, who led off the ball game. Mantle almost came up with one off Pumpsy Green, trying for his shoestring catch on Green's double. And then Hector Lopez made one as he went back as far as he could and leaped as high as he could and caught the ball just before it hit the scoreboard. 1 out. Green remains at second base. Here's Pete Reynolds. Pete's batting .317, has 32 doubles, 4 triples, 6 homers, and 46 runs batted in. James Edward Reynolds, nicknamed Pete. The pitch to Reynolds is a curve hit deep to left field again. Lopez going back in front of the scoreboard this time. Makes the catch, not hit quite as deep as the one by Gary Geiger, and the left-hand hitters are shooting the left field. The first 3 hitters were left-handed, as is the fourth hitter, Gene Stevens, but the first 3 hit to the opposite field. Green to left center, and Geiger and Reynolds to left. They're not getting around on the ball. But, of course, with the short left field wall here in Boston, it's just 315 feet down the line, and it moves almost straight across. But in right field, it's really deep. 380. 2 out. Green at second. No score. The curve to Stevens is low. Ball one. Stevens batting .264, 10 doubles, 1 triple, 3 homers, 31 runs batted in. Glenn Eugene Stevens, 6'3", 185 pounds. Pumpsy Green still at second base. On deck, Jackie Jensen. Slow curve is hit on the ground at second base. Richardson coming in fast. Up with a throw to first. In time for the out. A nice play by Bobby Richardson on a slow ground ball. For Boston in the bottom of the first, no runs on 1 base hit, no Yankee errors, and 1 man left. And the score at the end of 1 full inning, the Yankees nothing and the Red Sox nothing. Take a look at the scoreboard, and it's a mighty important one for both leagues today. In the American League, 3 doubleheaders. This is the only single game in the American League. Washington is at Baltimore for a doubleheader. In the first game, Washington failed to score in the top of the first. Kemmerer pitching against Odell. Kansas City is at Chicago for 2 games. And Detroit at Cleveland for 2. And in the first game, Detroit has just come up with 4 runs in the top of the second and lead Cleveland 5-2, with Cleveland batting in the bottom of the second. Foytak for the Tigers. Garcia started, McLeish in the second, and Perry in the second. Rocky Colavito hit his 40th homer of the year in the first inning with a man on for the Cleveland Indians. That gives Rocky the league lead in the American League, tied with Ernie Banks, who has 40 now in the National League. And in the National League, Chicago at Los Angeles playing tonight. St. Louis at San Francisco will start later on. Pittsburgh at Milwaukee, and Philadelphia at Cincinnati, all starting later on. For the Yankees, coming to bat here, leading off in the top of the second inning, Yogi Berra. Yogi batting .283, has had 24 doubles, 1 triple, 19 homers, and 65 runs batted in. And the mention of the 19 homers reminds us that on September the 19th, it'll be Yogi Berra Day at Yankee Stadium against these same Red Sox. Cassell's pitch to Yogi is in there, strike 1 called. In the Kansas City-Chicago game, the batteries have just come in. Garver for Kansas City and Billy Pierce for the White Sox. Pitch to Yogi is in the dirt, ball 1-1-1. Yogi Berra. Ready. The pitch is line to right center field. A base hit for Yogi. Jensen going over, backhands the ball. Nice play. Yogi around first, starts for second, and comes back. A beautiful defensive play by Jackie Jensen. Holds Yogi to a long single, and listen to that crowd. Jensen running as hard as he could to his right, backhanded a ground ball, a beautiful play, and held Yogi to a long single. That's the first hit for the Yankees. Jackie Jensen, who was the most valuable player in the American League last year. Brings up Elston Howard. Howard batting .278. The pitch to Elston is strike 1. He swings and misses. Runnels holding first against Yogi. Elston has 22 doubles, 4 triples, 17 homers, and 68 runs batted in. The pitch is a ground ball to shortstop. Budden to Green for 1. Back to first. Double play. Beautifully executed by the young Keystone combination of John Budden and Pumpsy Green. That's another plus in the favor of Pumpsy Green. He can make that double play. Here's Hector Lopez with 2 outs. Nobody on in the top of the second. No score in the ball game. Lopez batting .284. Hector has 24 doubles, 5 triples, 20 homers, and 82 runs batted in. Casale's pitch is high, ball 1. Fastball just misses outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Big crowd here today at Fenway Park. It's really a pretty park to watch the game from. There's not a bad seat in the house. Here's the pitch. It's low, ball 3, 3-0. Casale with his hands on his hips. Figure that one was just high enough to have been called a strike. Bill McKinley, the plate umpire, didn't think so. And his decision is what counts. On deck for the Yankees, Gil McDougall. Nothing pitch is high, ball 4. And again, Casale puts his hands on his hips. Thought that one was in there. There's the first base on balls given up in the ball game. Lopez at first, and the batter, Gil McDougall. Gil batting .236, has 15 doubles, 6 triples, 4 homers, 26 runs batted in. Ronald's holding first against Hector Lopez. 2 out. Nobody has scored in the ball game as yet. The wall in front of the lower box seats in back of third juts out at a sharp angle so that sometimes base hits just go over third base, carry them off that wall, and the shortstop has to be on the alert to go out and field the ball. It kicks out towards left field, but closer to the shortstop. If he doesn't hustle out, the batter could get a double. Here's the pitch. Hits the deep left center field. Going back is the center fielder. It's off the wall. Lopez will score. McDougall is around second base, digging for third. Jensen's throw coming in at third. And Gil is in with a standoff triple deep off the left center field wall. Gary Geiger thought he had a shot for the ball, went right to the wall, but then saw it was too high, and before he could back up, it had bounded over his head. Now, Hector scored easily on McDougall's triple, and the Yankees lead 1-0 for Gil McDougall, his 7th triple of the year, and his 27th run batted in. It brings up Bobby Richardson with 2 outs, and McDougall is third. Bobby, who has been dropped down in the batting order, has been leading off for quite some time, batting .279. 13 doubles, 5 triples, 1 homer, 24 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. It's swung at a missed, strike 1. The wind-up by Casale. Pitch is low. Ball 1-1. So the base on balls again proves disastrous. This time is Jerry Casale. With 2 out, he walked Lopez, and then McDougall tripled. Here's the 1-1 delivery. A foul. Come up here. I thought I had a shot. Mel thought he had a shot, but neither one could reach it. One ball, 2 strikes. McDougall leading off third. Here's the windup. The pitch is lined to left center field, way back there. Geiger going back and makes the running catch just in front of the wall. After he catches the ball, he brushes into the wall. Good wood on that ball by Richardson, but not quite high enough. For the Yankees, in the top of the second, 1 run on 2 base hits. No Red Sox errors and 1 man left to score at the end of an inning and a half. The Yankees 1 and the Red Sox nothing. Before we start the bottom of the second, let's pause for station identification.
quality modern radio, WOKO First in Albany, New York. Remember, Yankee Baseball is brought to you by Ballantine Beer and Ale and Atlantic Refining Company. And Troy Buick follows the game.
Jensen, batting .275, will lead off for the Red Sox. Jackie has 25 doubles, 27 homers, and 98 runs batted in. The pitch to Jackie is outside ball one. Duke Moss on the mound for the Yankees. Jensen was tied with Rocky Colavito and Harmon Killebrew for RBIs, but Rocky has hit a homer with a man on, gives him an even 100. The curve is low outside. Ball 2-0. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and there's a drive to deep left center field, way back there, and up off the screen. It's a home run. Oh, wait a minute. That ball, did it hit off the screen or hit off that? It hit the top of the wall. To me, it looked like a home run, but Eddie Rommel, the center field umpire, the second base umpire who ran out to center field, said it did not hit above the screen. But to me, it looked like the ball hit above the screen on one of those poles hanging down, Joe. But Eddie Rommel says no. All the Red Sox players in the bullpen and the ground crew are waving that it was a home run. Well, that's why from back here, we're best off not umpiring. An optical illusion. Or as Dizzy Dean would say, an optical delusion. But anyway, it's a double for Jensen. Man, was that close to being a homer. Second hit off Duke Moss, both been doubles, one by Pumpsy Green. Here's Frank Malzone. Malzone batting .278. Takes the pitch over, strike one call. Frank has 30 doubles, 1 triple, 18 homers, and 87 runs batted in. Outside, ball 1-1. In the excitement of the deciding whether that were a home run or not, forgot to mention that Mantle fielded that ball perfectly off the wall, caught it in his throw to second, almost got Jensen sliding in. But we were so anxious to see what the second base umpire, Eddie Rommel, would call it that we forgot to mention that fact. If you can play the caroms off this left field wall, you can throw out a lot of base runners. 1-1 the count on Malzone. The pitch is low, ball 2, 2-1. The Yankees won and the Red Sox nothing here in the bottom of the second. Malzone's another New York boy, born in the Bronx, 5'10", 180 pounds, now lives in Oneonta, New York. Jensen leading off second. The stretch by Moss. The curve is high outside. Ball 3, 3-1. On deck is Sammy White. By Moss. The pitch is fouled back out of play. And it's a full count on Malzone, 3-2. Frank has been the American League All-Star third baseman the last 3 years in a row. Here's the stretch by Moss. The curve is hit on the ground in the hole. Backhand knocked down by Kubek, but no chance for a play. It'll go as a base hit. He had backhanded the ball, and the ball popped out of his glove. It goes as an infield single, but Jensen remained on second base. If Kubek had come up with the ball, he could have thrown Jackie out easily had Jackie decided to run. Out on the mound now, Richardson and Berra talking with Duke Moss. With runners at first and second and no one out, here's Sammy White enjoying his best year at the plate since he's been in the big league. He's batting .298. 12 doubles, 4 triples, 1 homer, and 38 runs batted in. Sammy, a right-hand batter. He's 6'3", 195 pounds, born in Wenatchee, Washington, now lives in Sarasota, Florida. Big right-hand hitter. Here's the stretch. The pitch is inside, ball one. Almost hit him. Yankees 1, Red Sox nothing. We're in the bottom of the second, but the Red Sox are threatening with runners at first and second and no one out. Here's the stretch. Pitch is hit to right field, a base hit. Bauer is up with the ball. Here's Jensen around third. He'll score as Bauer's throw comes into third base, and the ball game's tied up. Sammy White punched that ball to right field, and that's something Sammy could never do his first few years in the big league. He pulled everything, and as a result was easy to play. But now that he's able to punch that ball to right field, you cannot play him as a pull hitter any longer. And he becomes a tougher batter and a tougher man to get out of there. Malzone held at second base. Jensen scored. The score's tied 1-1. For Sammy White, his 40th run batted in. For Jensen, his 92nd run scored on the year. Here's Don Budden, the shortstop, with runners at first and second, and no one out. Budden is hitting .225. Has 20 doubles, 1 triple, 8 homers, and 45 runs batted in. Humphrey Green on deck. Jerry Casale due to be the next batter. Yankee infield not looking for the sacrifice. Casale's a good hitter. They might bunt. Here's the pitch. He swoops, takes it inside. Ball one. Start of the swing. Now Budden looks down at Billy Jurgis coaching at third. Red Sox fans start applauding. They want to rally. A lot of interest in this Red Sox team. A lot of good young ball players, and they're thinking of the future. Here's the stretch. The pitch is low, ball 2-0. Bob Turley is up in the Yankee bullpen. As Duke Moss is in a jam with the score tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. No one out and runners at first and second. Here's the stretch. Curve is in there, strike one call. Budden shakes his head a little bit and walks out of the batter's box, picks up some dirt, and throws it down on the ground. The crowd kind of agreeing with Budden that they thought the pitch was low. But as we said before, when we thought Jensen's drive was a homer, and the umpire didn't, this is no place to be umpiring from. You got to be right on the play to call it. And even then, it's tough. Don Budden, 5'11", 178 pounds. Born in Tuberville, South Carolina. Here's the stretch. Runners lead off first and second. Ball hit deep to center field, way back. Mantle going back, and it's into center field. Bleachers for a home run for Don Budden. Man, did he tag that one. Woo-hoo! Don Budden hits his 9th home run of the year. RBIs number 46, 47, and 48 in straightaway center field over 420 feet away. A 3-run homer for young Don Budden puts the Red Sox in the lead now 4-1. Boy, I tell you, that ball was hit. As we told you, the wind is blowing out, but the wind actually didn't help that ball too much. It was a line drive now, mind you, not a high fly. Mickey went back to the center field wall, and he turned around and almost couldn't believe what he saw. Ball sailing into the seats. And it looks like that's all for Duke Morris. After Morris had gotten the Red Sox out in the bottom of the first, giving up a double of Green, retiring the next three men, he did not retire a man here in the second inning, so he has pitched just one inning, in which he's given up 5 hits, didn't walk anybody or strike out anybody, and has allowed 4 runs. So Duke will be out of there, and Bob Turley is coming on in. Boy, the way things happen, I'll tell you. Jensen hit one high off the left center field wall. Malzone beat out an infield single. White single to right, and Budden homer to dead center field. So the Yankees are trailing 4-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Bob Turley ready. His first pitch is high outside, ball 1. There's a draw. Oh, man, there's a home run. Holy cow, did he hit that one? That's out of everything here. Over the fence and across the street. Jerry Cassell hits his third home run. I don't know how he hit that ball. It was a high fastball, and he swung up at it, and that thing just carried right on out of the park. Whew. Did he hit that one? So Bob Turley is really greeted in fine fashion. A home run by Jerry Cassell, his third of the year, and his 9th run batted in. Oh, man. They tell me he hit one way back here early in the year the same way, right on out of the screen and out of the park. Here's Pumpsy Green. He takes the pitch low, ball 1. And the Red Sox have scored 5 times here in the bottom of the second. They lead 5-1. All right, Turley ready now. The pitch to Green is high, ball 2, 2-0. We've just been paid a visit by our television director, Jack Murphy. So who's directing the show over there? You're sitting here, Murph. Joe Sinelli. This is Labor Day, you know everybody works. There's a drive to deep right center field, way back. Mantle digging, Bauer digging, and it's in the bullpen for home run. Oh, I'm telling you, the balls are really jumping today. Pumpsy Green gets his first major league home run, and he really creamed it. Way over 400 feet in deep right center field in the Red Sox bullpen. His first major league home run and his 6th run batted in on the year. And that's the 3rd home run in a row. We'll have to get Pete Callison a check on what the record is for consecutive home runs in an inning. That's 3 in a row. Budden, Cassell, and Green. The Red Sox now lead 6-0. And Bob Turley has pitched to 2 men, and they both homered. Here's Gary Geiger, who flied to left field in the first inning. The curve is over, strike 1 call. Geiger batting .256. Listen to the crowd buzzing. Curve is low, ball 1-1-1. Ready out on the mound. His 1-1 pitch is fouled at the plate. Strike 2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Three pretty good shots for home runs. Budden hit his in the center field bleachers. Cassell right on out of the ballpark over both fences in left field. And Pumpsy Green in the bullpen in deep right center field. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Low curve is low. Ball 2, 2-2. Curley takes a deep breath out on the mound. Here's his 2-2 delivery. It's popped in the air to the left side. Tony Kubek, the shortstop, getting under it. And makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Geiger pops to Kubek. Brings up Pete Runnels, who flied to left field in the first inning. Runnels batting .316. Curve is in the dirt, ball 1. On deck, Gene Stevens. Curve is low, ball 2, 2-0. No strikes on Pistol Pete Runnels. 1 out and 6 runs in. Pitch is hit on the ground at second base. Bobby Richardson up with it over to Howard, and it's 2 away. And here comes the 9th man to bat in this inning, Gene Stevens, who in the first inning bounced to second base. Stevens is batting .263. First pitch is way inside, ball 1. On deck, Jackie Jensen, who started off this inning. Shirley's next pitch curve is low, ball 2, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Swing and a line drive to right field. That's in there for a base hit and extra bases. Stevens around first, digging for second. Bauer up with the ball. And Stevens is on at second with a long double in the right field corner. And that's hit number 3 off Curley. There have been 2 homers and a double. And here's Jensen, who led off the inning with a tremendous double at deep left center. Jensen now batting .277. That was his 26th double of the year. 2 out and a runner at second. 6 runs in. The Red Sox are leading 6-1. The most home runs in one inning by one club is 4. Here's the pitch to Jensen. The curve is in there, strike 1 call. So if Jackie hits one here, he can tie the record. Boston, Detroit, Boston, and Boston. Boston did it 3 times. Here's the stretch by Shirley. Sidearm fastball is foul back, strike 2. 0-2 the count. In the National League, there were 5 home runs hit in one inning. The Giants and the Phillies did it. The American League record is 4. Curley stretches. Curve is hit high in the air to straightaway center field. Mantle's got room for this one as he moves back under it and makes the catch, even though that ball was hit real well. And so for the Red Sox, in the bottom of the second inning, they come up with 6 runs. 7 base hits, no Yankee errors, 1 man left on base, and the score at the end of 2 full innings, Boston 6 and the Yankees 1.
Hello there, everybody. First half of the 3rd inning. The Red Sox leading 6-1. For New York, Andy Carey is going to pinch hit for Bob Turley. Eli Gerber warming up in the bullpen. Jerry Casale with a 5-run lead. The Red Sox right-hander all set to pitch to pinch hitter Andy Carey. The delivery swung on. There's a high fly ball down the left field line. It may, let's see. It is in there for a home run up into the screen for Andy Carey. Pinch hit homer just made the screen. Andy getting his 3rd homer, 9th run batted in, and it's 6-2. That ball is hit high down the line. You had to wait to see whether it was going to go foul or not. And it hooked right into the screen. Sammy Whiteout talking to Jerry Casale for a moment. All 3 of Andy's homers have been against Boston. 2 of them up here. Hank Bauer batting .229, fly to left in the 1st inning. Casale delivers. Bauer swings and sends a liner over short into left field for a base hit. Budden leaped but couldn't get it. He had to wait for him. Bauer singles to left. And now Tony Kubek comes up. Hitting .292. He flied to left field in the 1st inning. And the Red Sox bullpen gets the nod from the dugout. Mike Fornielis gets up to throw. Casale checks Bauer. The pitch to Kubek swung on. That's a fly ball into right center. Geiger goes over, gets under it, makes the catch. That ball is hit pretty deeply, right at the edge of the bullpen. One away, and here comes Mantle, who is hitting .284, struck out in the 1st inning. Yogi Berra on deck. Casale gets the sign from White. Into the stretch, Bauer with the lead, the pitch to Mantle. Swung on, hit up into the air into left field, and that ball is up against the screen for a home run for Mickey Mantle. It signaled a home run by Larry Knapp. It hit the tower in the screen, or the guide post in the screen in left field. Mantle collecting his 27th homer and 69 runs batted in. And it's now 6-4. The supports that hold the screen up above the fence, the ball hit that and rebounded to the playing field, and Larry Knapp immediately signaled homer. We had 5 home runs here in the last inning and a third, or counting the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom of the 2nd and top of the 3rd in the last 4 outs, let's say. Here's Yogi Berra hitting .284. The delivery is in there for a strike. Berra single to right center in the 2nd inning. Mickey homered off Casale on August 16th. Pitch to Yogi. Yogi hits a high fly to right, not deep. Jensen's under it and makes the catch. 2 down. And here's Elston Howard. Grounded to short into a double play. 6-4 Boston. It's the first of the third. Sail to the windup. In comes the pitch to Howard. Outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. In comes the next pitch. Swung on, looped over first down the right field line for a base hit. The ball twists toward the line. Howard rounds first, heads for second, and goes in with a stand-up double. Getting a collection of extra base hits around here today. Hector Lopez coming up. Drew a walk in the second inning. The Yankees have had 6 hits. 4 of them for extra bases. The Red Sox have had 8 hits. 6 of them for extra bases. Lopez batting .284. 2 men out. Casale delivers. Inside. It nicked him. It nicked him on the arm, and he's aboard. Nicked him on the shirt somewhere. He was trying to get back. Pitch was inside. It didn't hurt him. It just nicked him wherever it was. Howard on second. Lopez on first with 2 outs in the third inning. 3 runs in. Red Sox leading 6-4. Casale ready. Pitch to Gill. Swung on it, missed. Strike 1. Wind's blowing out today. Casale into the stretch. The pitch to McDougald. Swung on, a ground ball hit out short. Up with it is Budden. Flips to Pumpsy Green to force Lopez. And the side's retired. 3 runs for New York. 4 hits, 2 of them homers. No Red Sox errors. 2 Yankees left on. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, Boston 6, New York 4. And hear this. Valentine beer is the crisp kind of light with true lager flavor. That's why folks call it the Crisp Refresher. Try it, won't you? Treat your thirst to Valentine. Eli Gerber coming in to pitch in the last of the third. Bob Curley came on in the second inning with nobody out. Pitched 1 inning. Gave up 3 hits. 2 of them homers. Allowed 2 runs. Maz gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. Yankees will be home Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon with Kansas City. Tigers Friday and Saturday afternoons. Doubleheader with the Indians next Sunday. A makeup game a week from today with Cleveland on the 14th. And the White Sox are in Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons, the 15th and 16th. Eli Gerber, making his 15th appearance for New York, has a record of 1-4. His first 2 appearances were in relief against Boston, both here in July. Started against them August 15th in New York and was knocked out in the third inning. Boston won the game 12-4. Tigers got 6 runs in the 4th inning to lead Cleveland 12-4 at the end of 4 innings. 6-4 Boston here in the last of the 3rd. Here's Frank Malzone at bat. White and Budden to follow. Malzone hitting .279. The pitch in there, strike 1. Frank grounded a single to short in the 2nd inning. Gerber to the windup again, and the pitch swung on, bounced over the head of the pitcher out over second into center for a base hit. Malzone holds up after the turn as Mantle fields the ball, relays it back into Bobby. Malzone opens the 3rd with a single to center, and here's Sammy White hitting .300, having a good year. Single to right in the 2nd inning. Gerber checks Malzone, pitch to White, in there, strike 1. White has never hit .300 with the Red Sox. It's .282 and .281 on 2 occasions. Lifetime average at .261 going into the year. So, of course, this is by far his best season at bat. A seasoned performer, too. Throw over to first, Malzone's back. Del Baker hollering, come here. 6-4 Boston, 3rd inning, nobody out. The pitch, low outside, a 1-1 count. Gerber ready. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Gerber studies Yogi's sign. Into the stretch, Malzone leads away from first. Here's the pitch. Sammy White swings and sends the bouncer out back of second. Kubek over to Richardson for 1. Throw to first, too late. Force out at second. Kubek to Richardson. The ball was not hit too hard. Had it been hit a little hard, it had been a base hit. Kubek had time to go back to the bag and flip to Bobby, whose relay to first was not nearly in time. Now Don Budden steps in. Lined a home run into the bleachers, straightaway center. Was 2 on last inning. Batting .226. 6-4 Boston, 3rd inning. Gerber delivers to Budden. Outside and low, ball 1. And White almost was caught napping. Gerber had not yet gone into pitching position, standing his time the rubber, and he saw White looking in to try to get the sign and threw quickly over. Now we're ready. The pitch to Budden, swung on. Little roller hit toward third. McDougal has to hurry. He grabs it, fires on to first, and gets him. Moving on to second is Sammy White. Howard throws on down to Richardson, but White didn't make the turn. Now here's Jerry Caseo, who hit a homer in the 2nd inning, batting .188. Caseo hit one a mile high, as the expression goes, and over the screen. Gerber delivers inside for ball. 1 ball, no strike. The right-hander ready. And the pitch. High and inside, 2-0. Sam White leads off second. All the years I've been coming to Boston, I did a little sightseeing this morning. Did you too, Joe? Yeah, we'll run over by Harvard University. I've been over there to do broadcast football games and visited the campus. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a little roller, hit slowly. McDougal one-hands it, flips on the first in time. And the side's retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. A friend of ours here, young Peter Walsh, whose grandfather used to be connected to baseball with the Washington Senators as a co-owner, who went to Bunker Hill. So, place where Paul Revere got the signal. This is the North Church, the tower. Samuel Adams, what do we see with Samuel Adams? The place where he was buried, that's right. And mother and father of Benjamin Franklin. Yeah. Is that right? A lot of things, boy. The Boston Common. Very, very wonderful city. Got things that are old and things that are new, and things that have been in great tradition. By the way, that reminds me, they've been brewing Ballantine since about 1839. That's a long time, man. And they know how to do that. Crisp kind of light with true lager flavor. Ballantine beer, the crisp refresher. Baltimore 3, Washington nothing end of 4.5 innings. Kansas City, Chicago, scoreless end of 2.5. Tigers 12, Indians 4 end of 4.5. Tigers beat the Stadium next Friday and Saturday afternoons. Milwaukee 3, Pittsburgh 1 end of 2.5. Philadelphia 2, Cincinnati nothing end of 3. And the only other game that's underway at the moment. Yankees are home Wednesday night with Kansas City, and Thursday afternoon. Tigers Friday and Saturday afternoons. The Indians next Sunday, doubleheader, makeup game next Monday. And the White Sox Tuesday and Wednesday, 15th and 16th. Bobby Richardson leading off. Hits the first pitch over third into the left field corner. Stevens cuts the ball off neatly, and Bobby is held to a single. Bobby Richardson in the 4th inning leads off with a line single into the left field corner. Bobby was hitting .279. Eli Gerber coming up. Zone shortened up at third. The pitch is bunted foul coming all the way back there on the screen. Gerber had 3 for 12, hitting .250. Richardson. Pitch is swung on and missed. There's a throw down, and it's too late. Stolen base for Richardson. Got the jump on him. Hurried White throw. Bobby field second. Pitch was a strike. balls, 2 strikes, 6-4 Boston, 4th inning. Derek has sailed to the stretch. The 2-strike pitch swung on and fouled down the third base line. Don't forget Yogi Berra Day, Saturday, September the 19th. The Red Sox final visit to Yankee Stadium. Friday night the 17th, Saturday and Sunday afternoons the 18th and 19th. The pitch to Gerber, swung on and missed, strike 3. One away now, and here's Hank Bauer, who flied to left and singled to left. Red Sox, 4th inning. Casal's delivery to Hank is outside, ball 1. Give Hank plenty of room in straightaway center and just a little off to the right of that. And some room along the right field line. They play him to pull. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 1-1. Hank went for the equalizer. Mike Cornelius loosening up. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on to a fly ball into short center. Gary Geiger drifts in under it and makes the catch. 2 down. And Tony Kubek comes to bat. Hitting .292, he flied to left and flied to center. Out now in the 4th inning. The pitch to Kubek is a little bit outside, ball 1. I'd like to see a lot of you folks from Kenmore, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Utica, Albany, Corning, Elmira, Binghamton all come down for Berra Day. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1. White Sox just scored twice in the last of the third to lead Kansas City 2-0, end of 3. Tito Francona just blasted a 3-run homer to make it 12-7, with the Indians still batting in the 5th. Here's the pitch to Kubek. He swings and hits the drive in the right center. Geiger digs for it, still going, and he one-hands it short of the wall. The side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. A great play by a game guy. And listen to the hand. Humphrey Green doubled to the left and hit a homer. And for those of you who might have just joined us, the Red Sox hit 3 consecutive homers in the 2nd inning to tie a Major League record for most consecutive homers in an inning. Most total homers in an inning, though, is 5. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Red Sox leading 6-4, last of the 4th. Gerber's delivery. A little bit low in the count. 1-1. Keogh is out on deck, is going to hit for Geiger. The pitch to Green, swung on. There's a fly ball into left. Lopez getting back and makes the catch. So Marty Keogh now is coming up to hit for Geiger and most likely will replace him in center field. And we'll try to give you some word of the injury to Geiger, although he walked off the field. Keogh, a left-hand hitter. Batting .241. Red Sox 6, Yankees 4. Last of the fourth. Eli Gerber, third Yankee pitcher. Into the windup, the delivery. Curveball inside, ball one. Woody Held just hit a home run in the fifth inning. Next pitch is swung on and fouled off, out of play. 1-1. The Indians are tearing it up out there in Cleveland. They were behind 12-4 as they went to bat in the last of the fifth. And they've scored 4 runs that we know of. The pitch to Keogh. High, and the count is 2-1. The 2-1 delivery. Swung on, fouled off, out of play. Up onto the roof. A 2-2 count. Baltimore leading Washington 3-0 into 5.5 innings. White Sox leading Kansas City 2-0 into 3.5. Two balls, 2 strikes on Marty Keogh. Eli Gerber to the windup. Here's the pitch. Keogh takes strike 3 call. Curveball caught him looking. Now Pete Runnels flied to left and grounded to second. Hitting .315. Braves 4, Pirates 1, end of 3 innings. Philadelphia 2, Cincinnati nothing, end of 4.5 innings. Gerber pitches to Runnels, swings and hits the drive down the left field line, and it is going foul. Strike 1. The 1-strike pitch. Swung on, lined over third to left field for a base hit. Taken on a hop by Lopez. Whips his throw back in. And Runnels is on with a line single to left. Bringing to the plate Gene Stevens, who grounded to second and doubled to right. Hitting .266. Cleveland came back with 5 runs in the 5th inning. And so they're back in the ball game. Detroit 12, Cleveland 9 to end of 5 innings. Morgan relieved Wojtak in the 5th. For Cleveland, it's been Garcia, McLeish, Perry, Seacott, and Score. Home runs, Colavito 1 on, Francona 2 on, and Held. Pitch to Stevens is high. Bowling, homer for Detroit. Berberette is 2 on. That'd be a great one for the Indians to pull out if they pull it out. Behind 12-4 is 12-9. And the pitch. Swung on. There's a drive out into right. Bauer coming on and makes the catch. To retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Down to 4 innings of play. Boston 6, the Yankees 4. Get your ice-cold Valentine beer and enjoy the crisp kind of life with true lager flavor. And now we're on the go again, as this is Bob Delaney with the rest of the ball game brought to you by the Atlantic Refining Company and your neighborhood Atlantic dealer, the folks who keep your car on the go.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go. For business, for pleasure, in any kind of weather, Atlantic keeps your car on the go. When you want to go places and do things, what a pleasure your driving can be. For quality products and top-notch service, your Atlantic dealer is the man to see. Atlantic keeps your car on the go, 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 go. Keep on the go with Atlantic.
Mantle, Berra, and Howard. Next pitch is a strike, and the count's 1-1. Mickey struck out in the first inning and hit a homer with one aboard in the third. Batting .286. Jerry Caseo into the windup. Around comes the right arm. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike two. Mantle swung from Boylston Street that time. Now the delivery. It's in there. Called strike three. One away. Here's Yogi Berra batting .284. Single to right center and flying to right. Red Sox, fifth inning. Casale to the windup. Here's the pitch. It's in there, strike one. Game's starting to settle down a little bit after a riotous last of the second and top of the third. Next delivery swung on and missed. Strike two. The Red Sox hit 3 home runs in a row in the last of the second, as you just looked in, or tuned in. And the Yankees got a pair in the top of the third. Two strikes on Berra. Casale delivers, and Yogi fouls it off on a check swing. The ball glancing over toward the on-deck man, Elston Howard, and bounced into the stand. I'd like to see a lot of you folks from Hartford, New Britain, Bridgeport, New Haven, Westport, Stratford, Greenwich, Norwalk, Stamford come out to Yogi Berra Day. Here's the pitch, swung on and grounded foul down the first baseline. Saturday the 19th, the Yanks and the Red Sox play. How about around New London, Connecticut, where Yogi was stationed for a while? I bet he'd like to see a lot of you folks there that day. Pay tribute to the little guy who has made a lot of baseball history and one of the best-liked men in the business. Jerry Casale delivers to Yogi, swings and lifts a high pop-up Humpty Green out on the grass and very short right, and makes the catch. 2 down. Elston Howard, batting .279, steps up. Grounded to short into a double play in the second inning, and double to right in the third inning. Some folks from Trenton come to Yogi Berra Day, all over Jersey. Howard hits the pop-up toward first. Runnels comes in. Now White. White calls for it and makes the catch in fairground. Sides retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 4.5 innings, the Red Sox 6, the Yankees 4.
And into the bottom half of inning number 5 at Fenway Park in Boston, where the Red Sox lead the Yankees 6-4. In this, the final game between these two ball clubs in Boston. report on Gary Geiger, who injured himself. He has suffered a slight concussion on the left side of the head and is being taken to the hospital for X-rays. However, it's not believed the injury is serious at all. He was able to walk off the field under his own power. So that's a favorable report, but for precautionary purposes, he's being taken to the hospital for X-rays to make sure that there is no possible fracture. Jackie Jensen leads off in the last half of the fifth. Jackie is 1 for 2. 276. The Red Sox score all 6 runs that they have in the second inning. Eli Gerber to the windup. The pitch to Jackie. Low outside, ball 1. Now the pitch. It's outside, ball 2. Malzone on deck and White to follow. And the next delivery, low outside, ball 3. Nothing count on Jensen. The 3-0 pitch. It's ball 4 outside. That's first base on balls given up to the Red Sox. The Yankees had 1 walk. Malzone single to short and single to center. 2 for 2, hitting .281. Jackie with a good lead off first. Throw it to first, he's back. Another throw over, he's on the bag. Another throw over, he's back. Gerber checks Jackie. Another throw over, he's back. This is a recording. Another throw over, he's back. Here's a pitch swung on. It's a high pop-up out back of second. Bobby Richardson under it and makes the catch. Throw back to first base. Jensen was slowly retreating. He's back. Sammy Charles White. Single to right and grounded to short. Hitting .299. Enjoying his best year as a hitter with the Red Sox. Always been one of the standout catchers, receivers in the league. And hitting the ball with great regularity. The pitch, fastball high, ball 1. Jensen with a good lead. And the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, hits the Kubek. He bobbles it, flips to Richardson, back to first, and he still gets a double play. White takes his helmet off and just flips it up into the air. Kubek bobbled the ball about 3 or 4 times, and still they completed the double play. To about tell you this, though, the ball was sharply hit. Had nothing to do with Sammy's not hustling. The ball was so sharply hit, he had time to play tag with it a while and still come up with it. Jerry Gasale out taking his warm-up pitches as we move now into the top of the 6th inning. Bill Rizzuto moving now over to the radio side. As Phil Rizzuto moves into our microphone.
Well, here we are back on radio as we get ready to go in the top of the sixth inning. Hector Lopez, who walked and was hit by a pitch ball, takes the pitch over, strike one call. Lopez batting .284. Jerry Casale ready. The ball is hit to left field. Gene Stevens right there. He got it off the end of his bat and makes the catch. Didn't quite get the good wood on the ball. One away, and here's Gil McDougall. Gil tripled to deep left center field and then bounced into a fourth play. Batting .237. Jerry Casale had a rocky second and third inning, but Billy Jurgis stuck with him, and now the youngster has settled down. Pitch to McDougall is low, ball one. Retired the last 7 Yankees in a row. Pitch is a change in there, strike one, 1-1. And he's been relying on the changeup and sinker since the third inning, when the Yankees had 2 homers, a double and a single to score 3 runs. They had scored 1 in the second inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's low outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Bill takes it low outside. Ball 3, 3-1. Terry's got his hands on his hips again. Those pitchers have been moaning a little bit on called strikes and balls. Here's the pitch. It's over. Strike 2, full count on McDougall. Ready now for the payoff pitch. Here it is, a ground ball right back to the box on one hop. Casale to Reynolds in time for the out. And it looked like Jerry was having a little trouble with the sun that time. Ball hit off home plate high in the air. He had a weight that kind of got out of the sun. Still had plenty of time to get McDougall. That's 2 away. Here's Bobby Richardson, who lined to center and single to left, has stolen the base today. Bobby batting .281. 2 out, nobody on. Red Sox 6, Yankees 4. The pitch is low, ball 1. The windup, and the pitch is lined to left center field. Digging over is Gene Stevens. He can't get it. It's off the wall. Keogh up with it. His throw into second base. Richardson slides, and he's in there with a double. Boy, Bobby's hit that ball hard today. Line to the center, a line to the left, and a line to the left center. That's hit number 8 off Casale. And for Bobby Richardson, his 14th double of the year. Eli Gerber is coming up to bat for himself. They're not using a pinch hitter. Gerber represents the tying run at the plate. Andy Carey, who pinch hit for Bob Turley, homered in the third inning. Gerber in his one time at bat struck out. Batting .230. at second with 2 men out here in the top of the sixth, and the Red Sox leading 6-4. Gerber's got pretty good power when he connects. The pitch is swung at a miss, strike one. That's that change-up, little screwball again. Strike on Gerber. Richardson leads off second base. Cassell's pitch is low outside. Ball 1-1-1. Gene Stevens, Marty Keough, and Jackie Jensen in the outfield. And Jensen is very shallow in right field. Richardson really have a job scoring on a single to right. The pitch is swung at a miss, strike two. That's that low breaking ball again. On deck, Hank Bauer. One ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the stretch. The pitch is a ground ball. Hit the second base. Pumpsy Green back up with a big hop. Over to Runnels in time for the out. And Cassell gets out of that one for the Yankees in the top of the sixth. No runs, 1 hit, no Red Sox errors, 1 man left. The score at the end of 5.5 innings, the Red Sox 6 and the Yankees 4.
6-4, the Red Sox lead. The Red Sox scoring all their runs in the second inning, routing starting pitcher Duke Moss and following up on Bob Curley. Eli Gerber has been on since then and has pitched very effectively. The Yankees have picked up 4 runs, but Cassell likewise seems to have settled down after a rather rough start. Don Budden leads off. He had a home run into the center field seats his first time up. Umpire dusts off home plate, and Don Budden moves into the batter's box. Budden, a right-handed batter, as Eli Gerber looks in to pick up the sign from catcher Yogi Berra. Budden hitting at 228. Wind up and the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1.
Perfect day for baseball. Perfect day for the beach, too. Look at this. The Indians have tied up the score. They've come up with 3 more runs in the 6th inning, and the score is tied 12-12. Man, what a comeback that is for Joe Gordon and his Indians, who were behind 12-4 at one time. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit to second base. Richardson up with the ball on a big hop. Throws to Howard in the dirt. Howard scoops it out for the first out. And with 1 away, as Jerry Cassell comes to the plate, we'll pause for station identification.
WOKO in Albany, New York. Yankee Baseball brought to you by Valentine Beer and Ale and Atlantic Refining Company. Remember, Jim Raynor and Troy Buick Roundup follows the game today.
Jerry Cassell, who hit that tremendous home run in the second inning right on out of Fenway Park over both fences. Then bounced to third base, is batting 184. Has 3 homers on the year. Right-hand hitter who really takes a rifle of the ball. Gerber's pitch is in there, strike 1 called. Gerber's 1 strike pitch is a curve in the dirt, ball 1, 1-1. On deck, Pumpsy Green. 1-1 pitch. It's foul tip, man. What a cut he had at that one. Foul tipped it off Yogi's chest protector. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I tell you, he goes for broke when he swings, all or nothing. He has 9 base hits on the year, 3 homers and 2 doubles. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Gerber ready to wind up. Sidearm curve is strike 3. Try to check his swing, but went around. So Gerber gets his second strikeout. And it brings up Pumpsy Green, who doubled and homered and then fly to left field. Green batting .266. Fine-looking young ball player. Switch hitter. Batting left-handed against Eli Gerber. 2 men are out with nobody on, and Boston leading 6-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Low curve is over, strike 1 call. Howard is in at first, and McDougal is in at third. Here's the windup. The pitch is low inside, ball 1-1. On deck, Marty Keel. Curve is a little bit high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Up the 2-1 pitch to Green is a ground foul at the plate, bounces up and hits Pumpsy in the leg. 2-2 the count. You know, the Indians are getting mighty close to tying a record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have their 7th pitcher in there now, Gary Bell. And the record for most pitches in a game for one club, 9 in the American League, St. Louis against the White Sox, October the 2nd, 1949. The National League, it's 8. Quite a few clubs hold that record. And the most pitches in a game by both clubs, 12 in the American League. There's a foul back on the screen. Count holds at 2-2. Tigers have used 3 pitches so far, so that's a total of 10. So they're mighty close to a couple of records out there that the pitchers will not be proud of. That's for sure. 2-2 on Pumpsy Green. 2 out and no one on. Boston leading 6-4. Look at all those birds flying across the field all at once. The pitch, slow curve, swung at it, missed, strike 3. I think those birds bothered Pumpsy. About 30 of them flew right across the infield. For the Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no Yankee errors, and nobody left. And the score at the end of 6 full innings, the Red Sox 6 and the Yankees 4.
Milwaukee leads Pittsburgh 5-1 in the 5th inning of the first game of 2 games there. The other pennant contenders in the National League, San Francisco and Los Angeles, will be playing later, although San Francisco will be getting underway in about 20 minutes. The Dodgers play tonight. Hank Bauer leading off as we move into the 7th inning. Jerry Casale doing the pitching for the Boston Red Sox.
Hank batting .231. Takes the pitch low, ball 1. Red Sox 6, Yankees 4. Bauer swings and fouls it to the right of home plate. Sammy White is coming back, chasing it to the screen, and makes the catch just about a foot in front of the screen and back of the plate. Sammy White stayed with that ball. Remember, the wind is blowing out, and normally that ball would have landed on the screen, but the wind blew it back onto the playing field. White made the catch, one away. Here's Tony Kubek. Tony has hit the ball hard all day, but hasn't had a base hit. Slide to left and center twice, and on his last line drive to deep right center, Gary Geiger made that sensational catch, which put him out of the ball game. Right after he caught it, he crashed into the fence in front of the Red Sox bullpen and was taken out of the game. I don't know how he held on to the ball, but he did. Kubek batting .291. Castell's first pitch is a curve in there, strike one call. On deck, Mickey Mantle. Castell's next pitch is a change up a little bit high, ball 1-1-1. Cornelius is up again in the Red Sox bullpen. He was up quite a bit in the early innings when Castel was in trouble. There's a drive to deep right center again. And this time they can't get it, and it bounces into the Red Sox bullpen for a double. And that was almost in the exact spot that Kubek hit the last one, on which Geiger made that sensational catch. Which makes Geiger's catch even more sensational. This one dropped in for a double. Hit number 9. Tony has hit the ball hard 4 times and been able to get just one base hit. It'll bring up Mickey Mantle, who was called out on strikes twice and homered to the opposite field, high up on the light tower in left field. Mickey batting .285. The Red Sox lead 6-4. Sammy White out on the mound talking with Jerry Castell. Every time Castell throws that fastball, the Yankee batters have been racking it up. But when he takes something off the pitch, he's been getting by. Lou Ferris wants to know from Sammy White whether Castell's elbow bothers him. Bill McKinley, the plate umpire, is out there now talking with Castell. And wait a minute, here comes Billy Jurgis. That's all for Castell. He's not going any further with him. Billy Jurgis is not taking any chances. He went a lot further with him than a lot of managers would have gone, because the youngster was really in trouble in the second and third innings. But Billy went with him long enough for him to stay in and pitch real fine ball after the third inning. Jurgis has signaled for a new pitcher from the bullpen. Bill McKinley talking with Casey Stengel now. Whitey Ford, meanwhile, takes time to run down in the Yankee bullpen just in case the Yankees might need a relief pitcher. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the White Sox fail to score. And now Eddie Yost has just homered in the 7th with one on. And the Tigers go ahead 14-12. How do you like that? What a year that Yost is having. Boy. But right here, Jerry Castell is coming out of there. It looks like he's been having a little arm trouble. And Mike Cornelius, a right-handed relief artist from Havana, Cuba, is coming on. So Jerry Castell has pitched 6 1/3 innings. He's given up 9 base hits, walked only 1 man, struck out 3, and has allowed 4 runs. Kubek down at second is Castell's responsibility should he score. So Jerry cannot be the losing pitcher, but he could be the winning pitcher, which would give him his first win over the Yankees. The youngster leaves to a nice round of applause from the Red Sox and Yankee fans alike. Cornelius coming on. He's 5'11", 172 pounds from Havana, Cuba. side, Mickey Mantle, the batter, representing the tying run at the plate. Kubek leads off second. The pitch to Mickey is a curve over strike one call. We have action in both bullpens. Whitey Ford is loosening up for the Yankees. Pitch is inside. 1-1 the count. Cornelius rubs up the ball. Nelson Cheatham. The pitch is over. A change-up curve toward the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bauman and Cheatham up in the Red Sox bullpen. Sammy White now talking with Don Budden and Mike Cornelius out on the mound. Bill McKinley walking out to break it up. And they break it up before McKinley gets out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mickey. 1 out. Kubek down at second. The Yankees trailing by 2. It's 6-4 here in favor of the Red Sox in the top of the 7th. Here's the stretch. Knuckleball is inside. 2-2 the count. Cornelius into his stretch position. The pitch is strike 3 swinging. He got him on a low sinker. Mickey went after it and didn't get it. That's his 3rd strikeout of the day. Jerry Castell had struck him out twice, both on 3rd called strikes. Here's Yogi Berra, who singled, fly to right, and popped to second. Yogi batting .283. On deck, Elston Howard. Kubek at second base with 2 away. Here's the stretch, and the pitch is a curve foul outside of first, right in the Red Sox dugout. Strike 1. Whitey Ford continues to loosen up. Stretch by Cornelius. The pitch is hit on the ground at second base. Green, who was right up with it, over to Runnels in time for the out. And Cornelius pitches a stout relief job right there, getting out of the jam after Kubek had double for the Yankees in the top of the 7th. No runs on 1 hit. No Red Sox errors and 1 man left in the score at the end of 6.5 innings. The Red Sox 6 and the Yankees 4. In the 4th inning, we'll come up for a second time at bat. Keel was called out on strikes his first time at bat. Left-hand hitter is batting .240. He'll be followed by Pete Runnels and Gene Stevens, and if somebody should get on, Jackie Jensen. Mickey Mantle talking to some of the fans out in the center field bleachers as the Red Sox fans are taking their lucky 7th inning stretch. Eli Gerber out on the mound. Gerber's pitched pretty good ball since he went in there. Here's his first pitch to Keogh. High curve, ball one. Gerber ready again. Pitch is high outside. Ball 2-2-0. Two balls, no strikes, nobody out, and nobody on. We're in the bottom of the seventh. 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3-0. Indians failed to score in the bottom of the seventh, so the score remains 14 for the Tigers and 12 for the Indians, playing the top of the eighth inning. Indians have bounced back in that ball game. See if they can do it again. There's a strike. Kansas City failed to score in the top of the eighth, and the White Sox are leading 2-1, playing the bottom of the eighth. Billy Pierce, who had been out for quite some time with an injury, been in there the whole game, and Ned Garver doing the pitching for Kansas City. They may be homing in that game for the only run. There's a strike call, full count on Marty Keogh. Ready now for the payoff pitch. Gerber winds up, kicks. The pitch is high, ball 4. He lost him. Gerber with his hands on his hips and Yogi shaking his head. They thought that pitch was in there. Another pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, Gary Locke. That's the 8th pitcher. And the record is 9. They've tied the record for the National League. Most pitches in one game by one club, which is 8, but the American League is 9. Keogh is on first base. Pete Runnels, who is 1 for 3, single to left his last time at bat. He flied to left and bounced to second before that, batting .317. Pitch is bunted. Gerber up with a stop for second, throws to first. He gets Runnels, but Keogh slides in safely. The sacrifice works. From the pitcher to the first baseman covering. And it brings up Gene Stevens, who bounced to second, double to right and fly to right. Stevens batting .265. Billy Jurgis playing for another run. Even though Runnels is a good hitter, he didn't want to take the chance of the double play because he's got Stevens and Jensen coming up. Here in the bottom of the seventh. Gene Stevens, a left-hand hitting left fielder. Gerber sets, looks back at the runner at second. His curve is lined into center field. There's a base hit. Here comes Theo around third. He'll score easily. Mantle up with it, and the Red Sox lead 7-4. Billy Jurgis playing for that extra run. Got it. Got it real quick, too. Theo scores. Hit number 3 off Gerber. The first run they've scored off Gerber. They scored 4 off Moss, 2 off Curley. And the Red Sox lead 7-4. For Stevens, his 32nd run batted in on the year. That's his second hit of the ball game. And here's Jackie Jensen, who doubled, fly to center, and walked. Jackie batting .276. One away. Stevens leads off first. Here's the stretch. The pitch is high, ball 1. On deck, Frank Malzone. Quick throw to first, but Stevens is back. Gene had a busted leg earlier in the year. Looks like he's recovered completely. Another throw, and Stevens has to half slide back into first base. It was more of a jump. Stretch, and the pitch is on the inside corner. Strike 1, 1-1. Sort of quick pitch, Jensen, that time. He wasn't ready. 1-1 and count on the Red Sox slugging right fielder. Here's the stretch. The pitch is outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Al Schroll, a big right-hander up in the Red Sox bullpen now. And Blaylock for the Yankees. Soft toss to first. Stevens back in plenty of time. Throw that time, but Stevens was just about a half a step off. And Jensen steps out of the box. Jackie doesn't want to be quick pitched again. There's the stretch. Pitch is fouled back out of play. 2-2 the count on Jensen. Gerber gets himself a new ball. Stevens leads off first. Here's the stretch. There goes Stevens. The ball is strike 3. To throw to second is not in time. Jensen is called out on strikes. But Stevens steals the base. And with 2 outs, here's Frank Malzone, who is 2 for 3. Single to short, single to center, and pop to second. Malzone batting .280. Jackie, Jensen took a fastball right down the middle. You know, it bothers some batters when a runner is stealing. They take their eye off the pitch. The Tigers fail to score in the top of the 8th, and the Indians are batting in the bottom of the 8th, needing 2 runs to tie. Ought to score 14-12. Tigers lead. Pitch is outside, ball 1 on Malzone. Gerber checks the sign from Yogi. Stevens leading off second base. Stretch. Pitch is low. Ball 2. Gerber ready now. Sidearm curve is inside. Ball 3, 3-0. On deck, Sammy White. Malzone looks at Billy Jurgis coaching as third, hoping to get the green light and swing at that 3-0 pitch. Pitch is outside and low, ball 4. Gerber walks his third man as Malzone goes to first. And with Stevens at second and 2 out, here's Sammy White, the catcher. Sammy singled to right in the second inning to drive in a run. He scored a run, then bounced into a fourth play and hit into a double play. Batting .298. The Red Sox lead 7-4. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the stretch. Pitch is in there, strike 1 call. Malzone leading off first. Stevens off second. 2 men are out. Stretch. Pitch is low outside. Ball 1-1-1. Time is called. The ball had popped out of the bullpen, picked up by one of the ground crew. Now we're ready to go. Gerber set again. The Red Sox lead 7-4 in the bottom of the seventh. 2 out, 2 on. Here's the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Slow curve is in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-1. Here's the stretch. Pitch is a curve, low again, ball 3. 3-1 the count. On deck is Don Budden. Gerber goes to the rosin bag. Sammy White. Wearing uniform number 22, ready. Here's the stretch. Pitch is low outside, ball 4. The bases are loaded. The bases are loaded with 2 out and a batter coming up due to be Don Budden, and he's taken out for a pinch hitter. Budden, who homered in the center field bleachers, is taken out for a pinch hitter, Vic Wirtz, and while Wirtz is coming on, we'll pause for station identification.
This is WOKO in Albany, New York. Remember, Yankee Baseball is brought to you by Ballantine Beer and Ale and Atlantic Refining Company. And remember, Jim Rayner and the Troy York Roundup follows today's game.
Something very unusual. Don Budden, who had homered with 2 on in the second inning, is being taken out for pinch hitter Vic Wirtz. Wirtz batting .263, has 10 doubles, 7 homers, and 45 runs batted in. The bases is loaded with 2 outs. And the Red Sox leading in the ball game 7-4. Means we'll have a new shortstop for the Red Sox. Eli Gerber can pitch from his windup now. Here is the windup. Pitch to Wirtz is low, ball 1. Stevens is at third. Malzone at second. And it is. Bounces over Lopez's head. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Here comes Sammy White. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Vic Wirtz clears the bases. How do you like that for a pinch hitter? Vic Wirtz hits one to left center field, bounded high off the scoreboard, back over Hector Lopez's head before Mantle's relay throw. 3 runners have scored. And Vic Wirtz is coming out of the ball game after clearing the bases with that double. And the Red Sox now lead in the ball game 10-4, and they've scored all 10 runs in just 2 innings, 6 in the second and 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Mahoney, who will go into play short for the Red Sox in place of Budden, is out there running for Vic Wirtz. And here is the pitcher, Mike Fornielis. He swings and misses a curve. Strike 1. Man, that 8th spot in the batting order for the Red Sox has been real potent. Don Budden had a homer and 3 RBIs, and Wirtz had a double and 3 RBIs. The curve is hit on the ground is short. Threw back up with it. Over to Howard in time for the out. As 8 men go to bat that inning for the Red Sox, they come up with 4 runs on just 2 base hits. 3 walks by Gerber, very instrumental in that big inning. No Yankee errors and 1 man left. The score at the end of 7 full innings, the Red Sox 10 and the Yankees 4.
Oh, the Red Sox lead by 6 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Yankees, following a day off tomorrow, meet Kansas City Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon. Friday and Saturday, the Tigers are in. Then a doubleheader against Cleveland on Sunday, a makeup game on Monday. And the White Sox climax the final eastern trip of the Western clubs as they're in Tuesday the 15th and Wednesday the 16th. Here's Ellie Howard. Mike Cornelius pitch. It's inside, ball 1. He's 0 for 2. Cleveland batting in the bottom of the 9th. Trailing by 2 runs, 14-12. Here's the pitch. Line drive foul into the left field seats. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike.
Elston batting .279. Red Sox 10, Yankees 4. Curve is hit on the ground slowly to short. Mahoney up with it. High throw to first. He's out. Just is out. See, Mahoney took a lot of time waiting for that ball to come down and took his time throwing the first and almost pulled Runnels off the bag. As soon as the youngster got in the game, the Yankees tried him out with a ground ball. Here's Hector Lopez, who walked, hit by a pitch ball, and fly to left, batting .284. Is outside, ball 1. Cornelius' next pitch is low outside, ball 2, 2-0. On deck, Gil McDougall. Nothing pitch is low outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Nothing pitch is low, ball 4. Lopez walks. And that'll bring up Gil McDougall. Gill tripled, bounced into a fourth play, and hit back to the pitcher, batting .237. Bill McKinley is throwing somebody out of the game. Let's see, is it Casey Stengel or who is it? Somebody is being thrown out of the game. And look at Casey. Casey is mad, boy. He's following McKinley all around. He wants McKinley to stop and talk with him. Casey Stengel, we haven't seen Casey do this in a long time. He's out of the game. Man, look at Casey go. Boy, he won't let McKinley get away. He's following him all over the park and arguing. Boy, Casey is really hot. And look at McKinley. I've never seen McKinley this mad before. Evidently, Casey's been getting on McKinley all through the game. Casey really was mad, and so was McKinley. And Stengel is ejected from the ballpark. The old professor really blew his sack that time. The fans ate it up. But Casey's out of there. All right, here's the pitch to McDougall. It's pop foul out of play, strike 1. Lopez at first with one away. The pitch is low outside. Ball 1-1 on one. One ball, one strike, and one out. The stretch in the pitch is low inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Red Sox 10, Yankees 4. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Pitch is line to center field, right at Marty Field. Boy, he hit that ball right on the nose. But it's 2 away, and here's Bobby Richardson. The White Sox won their ball game 2-1. Billy Pierce pitched himself a fine 7-hitter. Garver pitched an 8-hitter. Baltimore shut out Washington 7-0. We'll give you a final rundown of the score at the end of this inning. Here's Bobby Richardson, who lined to center, single to left and double to left center. He's also stolen a base. Bobby takes the curve over, strike one call, batting .281. The stretch and the curve is low. Ball 1-1 on one. 2 men are out. The pitch is low. No, it's not. It's strike 2 call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sets. Ball bounced way in front of home plate, blocked by Sammy White. 2-2 the count. Runners did not advance. The runner did not advance. Hector Lopez at first. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boston 10 and the Yankees 4. Pitch is hit on the ground, foul outside of third. The White Sox won another 1-run ball game. They've won something like 32 one-run games this year. Boy, that makes a big difference. Pitch is swung at a missed, strike 3. Got him on a high inside fastball. So the Yankees in the top of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no Red Sox errors, and 1 man left. Score at the end of 7.5 innings. Boston 10 and the Yankees 4.
Jim Bunning has just gone in for the Detroit Tigers in the last of the 9th, so it could be that the Indians, trailing by 2, have something going. A ball game that saw the Indians come from a 12-4 deficit to tie the score at 12-12, and then Eddie Yost hit a 2-run homer to make it 14-12. But the Indians, in the last of the 9th, may have something going, and we'll, of course, keep you up to date on that one. Gary Blaylock has come on to pitch for the Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 8th, with Johnny Blanchard in there replacing Yogi Berra. Incidentally, when Bunning went in the 9th inning, that ties a record in the American League for most pitchers used by both clubs, a total of 12. The Indians have used 8 and the Tigers 4. White Sox defeated the Kansas City A's 2-1, and so the Cleveland ball game is of vital importance to Cleveland. Just barely holding on in the remains of the American League pennant race. All right, Philly.
Boston 10, Yankees 4. Jerry Blaylock's first pitch is a slow curve that's low, ball one. Gerber struck out Green on a changeup curve. Maybe the Yankees are trying to find something out for next year. Blaylock's next pitch, sidearm fastball, is in there. Strike one call. Boy, he came in with a crossfire. Woo! It's a wicked pitch. Wind up, another fastball. This one low. Ball 2, 2-1. Wind up, and the fastball is on the inside corner. Count even at 2-2. On deck, Marty Keough. The pitch is lined right at Gil McDougal at third. Boy, Green got good wood on that one to the opposite field, but lined it right at Gil, one away. Brings up Marty Keough, who took over for Gary Geiger, who was injured making that sensational catch on Tony Kubek in the fourth inning. Keough has struck out and walked. He scored one run. Batting .240. Takes a curve inside, ball one. Blaylock started his windup, stop. Now he's ready. Slow curve is lined foul, and the feet's on the right field line. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Curve bounces in the dirt right back to the screen. 2-1. On deck, Pete Reynolds. To 1 pitch, slow curve way outside, ball 3, 3-1. Fastball inside, ball 4. Keough walked for the second time. That'll bring up Pete Reynolds, who fly to left, bounce to second, single to left, and sacrifice. 1 for 3 for Reynolds, batting .317. Red Sox are leading 10-4. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the stretch, and the pitch is high, ball 1. Howard holding first. Fastball is over. Strike 1, 1-1. Throw to first. Keough back. Then the stretch. The pitch is hit on the ground, up the middle, and knocked down, but no chance for a play. Kubek knocked it down. I don't know how he got to the ball. A great play by Kubek, but he couldn't quite hold on to it. It's a base hit for Reynolds. Looked like he didn't have a chance to come up with a ball. He slapped at it the last second and tried to knock it to Richardson. Just couldn't do it. Ball stopped him back at second base. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. And here's Gene Stevens, who has singled and doubled, flied to right and bounced to second, also has stolen a base. Batting .269. Stevens has 1 RBI. Left-hand hitter. 1 out. The stretch. Pitch is low, ball 1. Curve is hit foul outside of first. Strike 1, 1-1. Jackie Jensen is on deck. Curve is low. Ball 2, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch on the inside corner. Strike 2, 2-2. Balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 men on. In the bottom of the 8th inning, game that's almost 3 hours old. Red Sox 10 and the Yankees 4. Pitch is low inside, and it's a full count, 3-2. Here's the stretch. The runners go. The ball is taken. Ball 4. Oh, wait a minute. It hit his bat. As he tried to duck out of the way, it hit his bat and popped out of Blanchard's glove. Both runners go back. They were going. It was a bad ball, and Stevens tried to duck back out of the way. Just did kick his bat. Had Blanchard held on to the ball, both runners would have had a stolen base. They had good jumps. Here they go. The ball is taken low. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. And here comes Jackie Jensen. Jensen double, fly to right, walked and struck out. Batting .276. Theo at third, Runnels at second, and Stevens at first, with just 1 out and Jackie Jensen the batter. Ralph Terry is up in the Yankee bullpen. Blaylock will pitch from his full windup now. Here's the windup. Curve in the dirt, ball 1. Nothing pitch is popped foul out of play down the right field line. Way back in the seat. 1-1 the count. Here's the windup. The pitch is high inside, ball 2. 2-1. I like that. Cleveland scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to win it. What a game. 15-14. Oh, what a comeback for Joe Gordon and his Cleveland Indians. How do you like that? They had to win that game, and they won it. Here's the pitch. It's line to center field, digging in Mantle. He can't get it. It goes by him, rolling to the wall. One run in, 2 runs in. Stevens is being held up at third, and Jensen's in with a double. As Mickey Mantle tried to make a shoestring catch. Couldn't quite get through the ball. Jensen drives in 2 runs, which gives him 100 on the year. Scoring Teo and Runnels. And the Red Sox now lead in the ball game 12-4. Jensen at second. Stevens at third, and here's Frank Malzone. Malzone is 2 for 3. 2 singles, popped to the second baseman and walked. Batting .280. Jensen hit that ball, a low line drive that Mantle tried to run in under the dead run and catch off the shoe top. Couldn't do it. Only fast backing up by Hank Bauer kept it from being an inside the park homer. Pitch to Malzone is in there. Strike 1 call. Man, what a finish for the Cleveland Indians. We'll give you a complete rundown of that score and all the scores right at the end of this inning. Sidearm curve is high outside. Ball 1-1-1. Only 1 out. Is popped in the air to short left field. Kubek going back in front of the box seats, makes the catch in foul territory. Both runners have to hold. 2 out. Here's Sammy White, who's single, bounced into a fourth play, hit into a double play, and walked. Sammy batting .298. They just put the score up there. The Indians win it 15-14. 16 hits for the Indians. 13 hits for the Tigers. And neither team made an error. Boy, that's what makes that some ball game. They tied a major league record for the most pitches in one game. 12 pitches. Here's the windup. A pitch to White. Low, ball 1. Wind-up sidearm fastball is outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Way outside. Ball 3, 3-0. The 8th. Pitch is a strike. Ball rolled a little bit away from Blanchard. The 3-1 pitch is hit on the ground to first base. What a hop that took, but Howard's up with the throws to Blaylock in time for the out. Boy, what a bounce that one took. He hit it right off the end of his bat. For the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th, 2 runs on 2 hits, no Yankee errors, and 2 men left to score at the end of 8 full innings. The Red Sox 12 and the Yankees 4.
The Yankees coming up here in the top of the 9th inning. They're trailing 12-4. Johnny Blanchard is the first hitter. Blanchard batting left. And the first pitch, right in there for a called strike. The next pitch is low, 1-1.
Blanchard batting just .160, has 1 double, 1 homer, and 2 runs batted in. Score here is 12-4 in favor of the Red Sox. There's a pitch low, ball 2, 2-1. Cornelius ready. His pitch is low, ball 3. Is popped in the air to the right side. Pete Runnels, the first baseman, is under it in fair territory and makes the grab for the first out. 1 away. Here's Hank Bauer. Hank's 1 for 4. He singled to left in the 3rd inning. Also fly to left, fly to center, and pop to the catcher, batting .230. outside, ball one. Next pitch inside, ball two, 2-0. Fastball is low, ball three, 3-0. Hank Barr and Sammy White talking about that pitch. Three balls, no strikes. The windup. The pitch is ball four. Outside, ball four. Bauer at first is Tony Kubek. Kubek is 1 for 4 with a double to right center field, but he's hit the ball hard his other 3 times. Batting .293. And the pitch is hot foul out of play, strike one. Cornelius ready. His changeup is hit on the ground to second. This could be it. Green to the shortstop, back to first. Double play. The game's over. From Green to Mahoney, back to Runnels, and the ball game is over. The Red Sox won it by a score of 12-4.
12-4 the final score. The Red Sox win the final game of the season played up in Boston between these two teams. And now the Red Sox, for the first time since 1948, have taken a season series from the New York Yankees. They have now won 12 of the 18 of the 19 games played between these two clubs.
For the Boston Red Sox, 12 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 7 men left. For the Yankees, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 7 men left. The winning pitcher, Jerry Casale, who is now 110 and lost 8, is his first win over the Yankees, and his major league career evens him with the Yankees 1-1. The loser, Duke Moss, who has won 12 and lost 7. With the Red Sox, he is now 1-3 and lost 2.
Well, that wraps up another Atlantic baseball broadcast. Tune in for more baseball listening on Wednesday. And until then, this is Bob Delaney speaking for Phil Rizzuto, Mel Allen, and of course, Franklin Farland saying that's all for now from the Atlantic Refining Company and your neighborhood Atlantic dealer and P. Valentine and Sons, brewers of Valentine Beer and Ale.